Hello, curious minds. Today we're diving into the fascinating process scientists use to unravel the mysteries of the universe, the scientific method. Let's break it down step by step and see how this method is more than just a procedure. It's the backbone of all scientific discovery. First off, we start with observation. This is where the journey begins. Scientists make detailed observations about the world around them. These can be anything from how plants respond to sunlight to observing the behavior of particles in a collider. Observations are the seeds from which questions sprout. Which brings us to our next step, the question. From their observations, scientists formulate questions. What's happening? Why is it happening? How could it be affecting other processes? Questions are the compass that guides scientists through their exploratory journey. Before we jump to conclusions, there's research. Here, scientists hit the books. They pore over existing studies and data to ensure their work is original and to refine their questions. This step prevents them from reinventing the wheel and helps sharpen their focus towards uncharted territories. Now we reach a critical juncture, the hypothesis. This is an educated guess, a prediction. For instance, if plants are given fertilizer, then they will grow taller. It's a simple statement, but it sets the stage for experimentation. Speaking of experimentation, this is where the rubber meets the road. A good experiment tests the hypothesis through a controlled environment where variables are manipulated and the outcomes are meticulously recorded. We have our independent variable, the one we change, our dependent variable, the one we measure, and not to forget, controlled variables that remain constant to maintain the integrity of the experiment. After the experiment comes data collection and analysis. This is where scientists gather and scrutinize the data. Do the results support the hypothesis, or do they tell a different story? This step often involves statistical analysis to validate the significance of the findings. Then we draw a conclusion. If the data supports the hypothesis, it might graduate to become part of a scientific theory, standing on the shoulders of repeated validation. If not, it's back to the drawing board, revising or even rejecting the initial hypothesis. Communication is next. Scientists share their findings through publications, presentations, and reports. This peer review process is crucial. It opens the door for other scientists to replicate the studies, challenge the findings, or build upon them. Lastly, repetition. The true test of any scientific discovery is replication. Can other scientists repeat the experiment and get the same results? This is vital for verifying and solidifying findings. At its core, the scientific method is driven by key principles: empirical evidence, objectivity, skepticism, and openness. It's an iterative process, always circling back, leading to new questions and further refinements. And there you have it, the scientific method, a powerful tool that allows scientists to make reliable, consistent discoveries about how our universe works. Thanks for joining me today. Stay curious and keep exploring, because science is all about asking more questions and finding better answers.